solo games, more particularly Wuthering Waves, does not trust its players. And what I'm here to talk about today is
Oh.
the weird lack of trust
Hmm.
in things, and that turns out to be boring and just
Did anything happen?
unengaging with its players. And my main gripe, and it may seem minor, but it's not, because in gacha games, nothing is minor. Because the hard truth is, a lot of these games stem from something else. The combat is great in this game, it's mostly why I play it, but it slightly stems from something else, and if you want a game that's just great combat, there's also others out there. Now, for this game, it really scratches an itch I just can't describe. The combat is, I don't know how to explain it, just scratches an itch. But the thing is, everything connects to one another. Exploration connects to combat because you need to explore. You need to explore to get gems unless you're a whale to pull. And everything you do matters because time
The
is so
stars rest
important
in
in gacha
silence,
games.
awaiting their
Every
fated
single
journey.
thing you do and how these games are played is often vesting in your time. You need time to build, you need time to level, you need time to do weeklies. You have to go do exploration, you need time to do the quest, you need time to explore. And that's why these minor things matter, so that's what I'm here to focus on. And like we said, the main thing is Kuro holds your hands when they don't need to, in parentheses. My first example is the recent challenges with the bike. The bike challenges do nothing but hold your hand and appease me. Half of these bike challenges you do not even have to move. Most of them are in a straight line, and it's so frustrating because this bike was the whole main gimmick, and really I'm not too much of a fan of the bike with some of these things where it feels shoehorned in, because I like the bike rewards, but why do I want to be on the bike? Except to get places fast. But I think a lot of the new maps also, you don't get to see the beauty of it. But we're going off topic. Why does a simple little exploration, whatever you want to call them, in any game in the world, why do I not have to move? At that point, give me a login of them for the gems. Remove them. The problem is they have to fill up the map. And now this bike is so important that they have to get it in there somewhere. But what's most frustrating about it is, and all of these issues stem back, and they show that they can do something about it, because not all of the bike things are one straight fucking line. In fact, we were finally making some progress, and what's peeves me most about Juan Fan, I know I butchered the name, I deeply apologize, is that we went back on the progress we made. If anyone has been doing exploration in dimmer planes, I'm almost done finishing up. We had some real progress with the bikes here. Now it's just a tiny bit. It's just a tiny bit. But we stopped going in a straight line. We actually had to move a little, which I know. Move a little, what a big step, but I'm just gonna call it how it is. It's kind of sad. We had to actually move a little bit with some of these flight ones. And just a patch or two ago, we had a racing event. And this racing event was great. I remember, I think, the first two tracks. Now, someone can quote me if I'm wrong, and I'm going to pull up some gameplay. Sadly, I lost all of my own. But the first two tracks were not a straight line. They had multiple paths. You could go under, or you could take the top route and fly, or there was a left top route, or you could do shortcuts in the track, and you could double jump um, to cut off some things. I mean, I actually went from just going straight to finding new fun ways to increase my time, and I actually had fun with the co-op and really wanted more of it. It was a great experience. But then right at the end of that event, the last one was a circle. I went in a straight line. I don't want to go in a straight line. And I thought they were trying to fix it because you even see them say in this the 3.4 or 5 live stream. I do not
Please have
fully
them.
remember.
I hope they will prove useful.
They talk about how they added boosting while turning. And it's cool. I thought they were going to do something with it. But most of these bike challenges, they didn't change. They're still garbage. I'm still bored and moving. They're still not fun. And I honestly don't think the bike is that great to control for long racing challenges. And another bike thing that we started to make some progress on was the automated bike challenges. Again, I think they were in dimmer planes. I got done with the exploration a while ago. I'm busy, I have things to do. It kept going forward for you, but if anyone can find it for me or know what I'm talking about, I'll make sure to try and put it up on screen. You had the option. Remember, you had to slide under things, or you had to jump over things, or on very few of them, you had to do like a tailspin to turn your bike outward and collect things. And that was cool because I was at least interacting with it. Again, it's a minor thing, but there was at least some interaction to be had. And I didn't have to worry about the bike's clunky. Was it great? No. It felt a little clunky. But it was something. But then we went back on that in Swan Farm. And I just don't fully understand it. And as you can even see what I'm going to throw up on the screen.
Please have them. I hope they will prove useful.
Where's this thing? I fucked up. I apologize. I'm not so great at this. Anyway, it's just always a step forward, a step back. And the bike is really irritating me because of that. Even in this one I just did, I don't know if it will appear in the video or the editing, but I started to moved a little bit, flew a little bit, and then it had to end off with an automated segment. What is the point of these automated segments? And it's even worse when it comes to the story because it ruins the
awaiting
immersion.
Their fated journey.
Multiple things. In 2.0, Carlotta's story had a lot. In the early stories with Renacita and Raguna and all of them, the grapples. I guess I'll title this section The Grapples. God. I mean, you'd have to jump from wall to wall, or like you're sliding down the cliff in the one part of and under the rubble in the Carlotta
Did anything
story.
happen?
And then big grapple icon appears. Or in the Lupa Cardathia story, it's looking great. Stuff is falling all around. I think it's rubble. You're climbing up this tower because it's like previewing the fight that Cardathia has. And grapple segment. Like, okay, you know, there's stuff happening around me. It's kind of cool. I want to see Wuthering Waves at its best in presentation, but here's a grapple icon. Alright. I guess. And the other problem about it is you're ruining my immersion for something that does not matter. In the Cardathia one, you do not even have to hit the fucking grapple. In most of the Carlotta stuff, you did not even have to hit the grapple. So what is the point of throwing this on my screen? Either make a decision. Either you are not confident in your presentation, which is silly because all these moments are so greatly, like, I'm locked in. They look good. It's not even a cutscene, but they look good, and I'm engaged in what the characters are saying. But then you ruin my immersion by shoving this here. So Wuwa, be confident in what you were showing me. I do not need a bunch of shitty QuickTime events or prompts. Just be confident in what you're showing me, and they kind of stretch into other things
Did anything
with that,
happen?
with ruining the immersion. But I'm kind of just trying to talk about not doing anything. But if I had to give a recent example, at the end of when Sui Sui is done with Shin at our last main quest, she comes all down and stuff, and a QuickTime event pops up, and it's just in your way, and it just ruins the immersion. I'm probably gonna throw a clip up here of Gotcha Smack because his stream had a good example of it. And by ruining the immersion, I'm immediately taken out, and it doesn't matter what happens next. It doesn't matter how cool it is. It's just taken out. This spans to events too. I hate no-brainer events, and they should never be a thing. One of our worst criminals that's actually in the weekly mode, which also would get its own video, is Phantasma Dreamland. They put time into these things, not much, but they at least put time into these things, and it's annoying because I don't put time into them. They're working on something that does not matter because I just place a thing down and it doesn't care, and it's even more painful when they update it. Like they did update the for Lova mode for the weekly thing, but I don't care. It's just not good. You know, I'm wasting my time. There was one event way back then in Renacida. It was a flight event. You didn't even have to move. I would love to find this old Twitter post that made me crack up at the time, and someone was trying to make it fun, so they played P, and they just used her aerial dash and echoes to not touch the ground and finish the race with P. It was very funny, obviously. I remember that post. But it showed a large issue, and I don't understand why we started to fix it and then stopped. I truly, truly do not understand, like, what we were going for, I guess. It's sporadic in these things, and I guess in these games, but I think Wuwa does it the worst because they have so much to offer, but it is muddied and clouded by shit half the time. I guess on that point, that's about it. If I had to had any points to this, I think it would be the story. The story is a little difficult. This may be a weird one, but story combat, they do not trust you, and I am not engaged in the combat. One, for multiple reasons. I don't like it when there's good dialogue. I would be fine with just watching it. This game's presentation has got better and better and better. So I don't need to feel like I have to do something just let me watch the game, honestly. And if people don't like that, they don't like it. Because I think, for as much as people complain about yapping and all that, people get more mad at the forced gameplay that just
awaiting their fated journey.
The amount of times that Raguna was ruined because I had to swap to fucking aerial rover with the worst rover kit, and he's not built right because the trial versions never are, and I am sitting there just mashing the button, not caring, trying to get it over with, just having an awful time. More than a handful. It was a horrendous time. I truly hated it. And what was I gonna say? And I guess that could go under the same rope if they don't trust their players to just enjoy the thing. So they have to shove something in front of you, like you know, like a fucking ADHD kid. I can even think of one with the Hyuki one at the end when you're done fighting Denya and she's Denya's running away. All of a sudden, you're thrown into a shitty Tetris block, and it just ruins the immersion. Right here, weirdly, I'm not a big fan of him, but I think the Bran Online guy that must have Genshin, he had the most natural and what I feel like most people would have reaction to this, so I would love to put that in there, if we could. It would be in his stream, obviously. I'd have to find the clip, but... But it just doesn't trust you to enjoy what's going on, it feels, and it feels like I'm being a child, and they have to throw something in my face. It's just awful. There's instances all across the game, but I think the recent ones are more important since the story and the presentation has gotten better, so I really don't need something shoved in my face. Like, you're just fucking it up. And in the same regards with the combat, I can't die, so why should I care? If you're gonna hold my hand and make it so I shouldn't die, then I'm definitely not gonna care, and it weirdly ruins the immersion more. There's difficult, weird nuance with that, because if you cared about dying, then you're too focused on the fight, and people's skill levels differ. And a lot of these fights now have such good dialogue and important dialogue for the future hidden in the fight. The end of Lahirue, when you're fighting Ameth 1 or whatever, I mean, at the Beck battle, there's so many good lines. There's so many good lines and dialogue that are kind of important.
Stay calm.
Or just like big character pieces or big info, and you're fighting this intense fight, so they fly by a lot of people. And if you made it so you also could die, it would be a lot more difficult. But I would just love a option maybe for people. That's all. This is my like base guideline. And I want to see if anyone can work